What up, everybody, and welcome back. I apologize, I disappeared for a little bit there, and that's just basically due to I had some technical difficulties with my camera. The GoPro I was using, I lost a bunch of the audio that I had, and it kind of like destroyed me a little bit. I had like 3 or 4 videos all recorded on that thing, and yeah, it's gone. The audio just never happened. It's just, there's nothing. It's just a bunch of me doing a bunch of stuff and no voice, no me talking, none of that. So I'm not gonna lie, that kind of like beat me down a little bit to where I didn't want to record anything else or do anything. I didn't even want to touch that content or those videos, and I was just kind of like done. Luckily I spoke to my buddy Ryan, and he was like, hey man, you know, that kind of stuff just happens. You kind of work through it, either voice over it or just kind of take it as a loss and move on. And this is me kind of moving on from that. I was actually walking through the Next on base, found a great deal on a new camera, and I just had to jump on it. This is what I'm recording on now. The audio might not be as good, but I think the video is going to be better, and I'm kind of hoping for that right now. I think this is going to be what kind of brings me back and like really makes me want to start recording videos again. I don't know if you've noticed already in the background, we have an engine sitting out. For those of you that don't know, that is the 5.3 LS that came out of the K20 before I Duramax swapped it. Whole reason why we ended up doing a motor swap on it was that motor had maybe, 40 miles in the truck and a bunch more burnouts, and we thought we, you know, spun a bearing or something. It was knocking real weird, not really knocking, ticking. So we had made plans to swap it out. Pulled the motor, turns out a lifter just took a crap, and swapped out the lifter. That motor runs fine. Well, a year ago it ran fine. It's kind of been sitting out in the back of the C10 over there, out in the elements, and in Florida, the elements are rough. So I think today we're just going to go for it. I'm not going to crack it open, nothing. Dragged it in the shop, threw it on a stand. I'm going to hook up the few wires I need to get it running, and we're going to see if it runs. We got a box here. I don't know if you see that right there. Speed Engineering headers, long tube headers, the 7/8 one, I believe. I'm going to check on that and verify, but we're going to throw these headers on and see what it can do. Unfortunately, the headers do not fit with the stand because those bars right there unfortunately block the headers from tucking close enough in. So we're actually going to pull this motor off of this rolling stand that I'm using right now, basically just put it right on the floor, hook it up, and go for it. You're probably wondering what that wiring nightmare is on top. That was my first attempt at wiring, really. Sorry about that. That was my first attempt at wiring anything really. Didn't go very good, as you can see. It was kind of bad, but it worked. So I'm going to kind of work with what I got here, plug it up, see if it runs. If it runs, probably just do what I do with everything. Just throw it in the truck. Go have fun with it. That's the biggest thing. I miss driving that truck. That truck is the funnest thing I own. I know a bunch of you are like, how's that possible? The K20 is awesome. Oof, that rain just rolled right in. Sorry about that. Hopefully this mic doesn't pick that up. But it was my funnest truck. I love that truck. I miss it so much. And when I pulled the 350 out of it for my dad's truck and ended up not even going with it, I was like, why did we just do that? We tore the whole engine down, and like, I just don't see myself putting it back in. I really don't. So we're throwing the LS in it. I have everything I need to do it. The only thing I'm really missing is the transmission cross member, the fuel pump because I lost it when I did the K20 swap, the fuel sending unit that I lost when I did the K20 swap, fuel lines, which we've already got those. You can see right here, got the FT, FP, whatever it's called, with the liners in it, fuel lines, both connected. It makes it even easier that this is a return style intake. Now I know a lot of you, when I say this, when I'm going with a sheet metal intake, you're gonna be like, why? These things flow great, they have great torque. I just hate the look of it. I absolutely hate it. I don't care. I'll make up the torque and the horsepower another way. I promise you that. I'm getting rid of this thing. I can't stand the look of this intake, especially with the wiring going over it. I'm going to end up putting it all in the truck. I don't think I'm going to, I'm going to stop what I'm saying right now. I always try to plan this stuff out, and I change plans 30 times over. I'm not one for plans, especially if y'all are here from D-Max Rhino's page. You know me, I kind of just start with something and keep rolling until I figure it out or we have to start it all over. So we'll see what happens. But I think for now, I'm going to get this thing out of this stand, probably throw it on a 2x4. I may end up hooking the trans to it just to help like stabilize it. I'm not going to actually like, you know, bolt in the torque converter or anything. Definitely not the flywheel. yeah, definitely probably just going to throw the trans on it and just put it on the ground. Maybe use a 2x4 and a strap to stabilize it. And that's it. Let's see what happens. So, yeah, let's do that right now. Now some of you might be wondering why I just dragged a 700R4 over here when there's a 4L60E sitting over there. The reason for it is 5.3 was tuned for a manual transmission. 700R4 is considered a manual transmission. It is controlled by the TV cable, which basically controls its shift points, which means I can keep running the same computer with the same tune I had on it, which ran great, and just kind of figure it out from there, which is what I'm going to do. Because eventually, I'm skipping past the 4L60. I'm just going to go straight to the 4L80, and or maybe something else. I don't know. Point is, I've got this trans, I've got this engine, with the exception of the spacer and the flywheel that I need. Goes together and it works. I will have to figure something out for the throttle body to control the TV cable, but besides that, yeah, this will work. So yeah, I'm going to throw this together and we're going to see what we got. Check out what we got here. I'm excited to see what those sound like. Yeah, I've always wanted some speed engineering headers. I've been living in California the past 5 years. They won't ship there. I'm sure there's a way to get around it, but you know what? I ended up going with some Summit headers. You can click for off-road use only. It was kind of off-road use only-ish, I don't know. And yeah, I got some of those. Wasn't really happy with them. Reason for that is I punched a hole in them like 3 times. Now, granted, I probably should have paid attention and cut the bolt that was sticking up from the frame rail in the K20. But also, like, that stuff was pretty thin. These headers are pretty hefty. Good on you, speed engineering. But yeah, we're going to throw these on, and then realistically, I just got to wire up the fuel pump, do a little wiring magic with some jumper cables to a battery, and this thing's ready to start. Once you have a standalone harness and a computer with a tune in it, with VATS delete, there's not much it takes to get one of these things going. And we're about to do that right now. I'm going to run this thing, make sure it works. Yeah, I should probably pull the spark plugs, bump it over, and make sure nothing's in it, but what's the fun in that? If you're going to do something, make sure it's exciting. Make sure it, you know, reminds you that you're still living, and that's what I do, or at least try to, all right? So we're going to do that. Yeah, let me get these headers on, and I'll get right back to you. Well, all right, I've got my wires hooked up. I only needed to hook up my constant power, my accessory, and fuel pump. Those are the only 3 wires you have to hook up to make this thing run. I've got them rigged up, and we're going to see if this thing starts. Now, I've had that battery on the charger. I've got a jumper to go with it. I don't think it's going to start on the battery alone, but let's find out. Not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous right now. I always get a little nervous right before stuff like this, but let's see. It's gonna be loud, I have a feeling. I hope this thing doesn't like shake itself too much, cause, ooh. Give me a second, I'm gonna block this engine up, cause it's not as stable as I thought it was. Alright, it took 2 seconds to block this thing up. Didn't do a really great of a job of it, but I feel better about it. Alright, let's see what we got here. Mind you, this thing has not run in over a year, but yeah.
Nope. Nope.
Fortunately, it looks like we're going to have to put the jumper on it, so give me a second.
Nope. 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 Nope.
Alright, well there you have it. The engine runs and it sounds great. Sorry if some stuff seemed weird on this recording. Like I said, it's a new camera, new audio stuff. I'm figuring some new things out here, kind of all over again. But yeah, it's a new day. Well, fast forward to today, and I'm sitting here cleaning up the shop, and I realized I never really recorded an outro. I kind of just ran the engine, shut it down, and that was kind of it. I kind of put the camera down. So this is my little outro. Don't got much to say besides I'm cleaning the shop up so I can get the C10 in here. We're doing it. It's happening, all right? I'm going to roll it in here, get this stuff going. And yeah, we're going to make this truck into something fun. It's not really going to be a cruiser. It's not going to really be built something for the street. It's more going to be kind of just for fun. I'm going to go to shows, do some burnouts, maybe go to the strip once or twice with it and see. You know, I might end up enjoying the burnouts more. I might end up being on the strip more. Who knows? I'm just going to keep building it. I'm not doing anything too major to the point where I have to pick a direction and stay with it. I'm kind of just feeling it out and letting the truck kind of decide what the build's going to be for. It's definitely not going to be a show truck. I'll tell you that right now. I don't care for that stuff. That truck is too much fun. I enjoy beating up on it. I don't want to do all this crazy body and paint and new wheels and make it all nice and then, you know, doing a burnout, have a blowout, and just completely destroy a bedside. Like, that's not what I want for this truck. I want something where I can just go out, balls to the walls, have fun with it, and if something blows up, be like, all right, bring it back to the shop, let's rebuild. You know, not something where I'm like, oh my god, I just, you know, destroyed a $4,000 wheel or something. Yeah, not here. So, if you stayed this far, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I'm gonna try to start posting more. I know I said that the last time, but I'm being honest here. I like the camera setup I have. I've already edited the video. I'm kind of just doing my closer right now, and I like what I saw. I did a few little new things here, but, you know, I'm repeating myself at this point. I appreciate you guys if you've stayed this long, watching this video this far. I really do appreciate it. This stuff means a lot to me, and let me know down below if there's some parts or some stuff you want to see on the C10. Like I said, the truck's already got a cam. I'm using the stock computer for now. You know, I already know that's not really set up to do boost or run boost. I'm kind of leaning more towards boost instead of nitrous or something like that, which means Holley Terminator X kit, maybe a Mega Squirt, something like that. I don't know. I don't know how to tune. We may be learning how to tune together here, but, you know, you don't know until you try. So with that being said, once again, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for watching. Please, you know, engage with this if you can. A like, comment, whatever you can. If nothing and you just want to watch, hey, I appreciate that too. But yeah, thank you guys, and peace out.